Hello, English learners. Welcome back to the A to Z English podcast. I'm John.
And I'm Sarah. We're excited to have you with us today. In this episode, we're diving into a topic that adds color and depth to the English language: English idioms and expressions. If you've ever heard phrases like kick the bucket or let the cat out of the bag and wondered what they mean, you're in the right place.
Exactly, Sarah. Idioms are fascinating because their meanings often aren't obvious from the individual words. Understanding and using idioms can make your speech sound more natural and fluent. Today, we'll explore several common idioms, explain their meanings, and show you how to use them effectively in your conversations.
Let's get started by defining what idioms are. Idioms are phrases where the overall meaning is different from the literal meanings of the individual words. For instance, break the ice means to ease a tense situation, not to literally break ice.
That's right. Idioms are a big part of everyday language, and they help convey ideas in a more vivid and engaging way. So, let's dive into some popular idioms and their meanings.
1. Common English idioms. Let's start with the idiom break the ice. This means to make people feel more comfortable in a social setting. For example, to break the ice at the meeting, she shared a funny story about her weekend. This idiom is great for easing into conversations and making new acquaintances feel at ease.
Another common idiom is hit the nail on the head. This means to describe exactly what is causing a problem or situation. For instance, when she said the project was delayed due to poor communication, she really hit the nail on the head. It's useful for pinpointing issues accurately.
Now, let's discuss barking up the wrong tree. This means to pursue a mistaken or misguided course of action. For example, if you think the budget issue is due to overspending, you're barking up the wrong tree. It's perfect for indicating that someone's efforts are misdirected.
How about let the cat out of the bag? This idiom means to reveal a secret or disclose something that was supposed to be kept confidential. For instance, he let the cat out of the bag about the surprise party before it was officially announced. It's often used when someone accidentally reveals something they weren't supposed to.
Another interesting idiom is a piece of cake. This means something that is very easy to do. For example, the test was a piece of cake for her because she had prepared so well. It's used to describe tasks or challenges that are effortlessly handled.
Let's not forget under the weather. This means to feel ill or unwell. For example, I'm feeling a bit under the weather today, so I'm going to rest at home. It's a way to describe minor illness or fatigue.
And then there's the ball is in your court. This means that it's your turn to take action or make a decision. For example, I've done everything I can to help with this project. Now, the ball is in your court. It's often used to indicate that someone else needs to take the next step.
Finally, spill the beans means to reveal secret information. For instance, she spilled the beans about the new project launch before it was announced. It's used when someone discloses confidential details.
2. Using idioms in conversation. Now that we've covered some common idioms, let's talk about how to use them effectively. The key is to ensure they fit the context of your conversation and that you understand their meanings well.
Absolutely. Idioms can add a lot of character to your speech, but using them correctly is crucial. Avoid overusing idioms, as it can make your speech sound forced or unnatural. Instead, sprinkle them into your conversations to add color and express yourself more vividly.
Be mindful of your audience when using idioms. Some idioms might be unfamiliar to non-native speakers, so it's a good idea to provide context or briefly explain the meaning if needed. This ensures clear communication and helps avoid misunderstandings.
Practice is key when it comes to using idioms. The more you practice, the more natural they will become in your speech. Try incorporating idioms into your daily conversations or writing exercises to get comfortable with them.
You can also learn idioms through various resources. Reading books or articles where idioms are used, watching TV shows or movies with native speakers, and listening to podcasts like ours can help you see how idioms are used in different contexts.
Keeping a journal of idioms you encounter can also be beneficial. Write down the idioms, their meanings, and example sentences. Regularly review this journal to reinforce your learning and make idioms a natural part of your language use.
Language learning apps and websites that offer idiom exercises and quizzes can also make learning idioms more interactive and enjoyable. Engaging with native speakers in conversation can provide real-life practice and help you understand idioms in context.
3. Practical exercises. To further improve your understanding and use of idioms, try these exercises. Create sentences. Write sentences using new idioms you've learned. This helps reinforce their meanings and shows how they fit into different contexts. Role-playing. Practice conversations with idioms in role-playing scenarios. This will help you become more comfortable using them naturally. Discussion groups. Join English discussion groups or forums where idioms are used. Engaging in discussions with others can provide additional practice and feedback.
Another useful exercise is to listen to native speakers and note down the idioms they use. Pay attention to how they use idioms in different situations and try to incorporate similar idioms into your own speech.
Additionally, try to use idioms in your writing. Whether it's emails, essays, or creative writing, incorporating idioms can make your writing more engaging and expressive.
And remember, idioms are a fun and dynamic part of language learning. Don't be discouraged if you don't get them right immediately. With practice, they'll become a natural part of your vocabulary.
That wraps up today's episode on English idioms and expressions. We hope you found it informative and that you're excited to start using these idioms in your conversations.
Remember, idioms add richness and variety to your language, so keep practicing and exploring new ones. The more you use them, the more natural they'll become.
Thank you for joining us. We look forward to bringing you more language tips and insights in our next episode. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Keep up the great work and see you next time.